we just start sitting on your chair, sitting back in your chair so that the back is supported. And just resting your hands on your thighs. And as you do that, roll the shoulders back. So you want to feel an openness across the front of the chest. Draw the upper arms back towards your side chest so that the elbows are coming in towards your waist. And feel like the points of the elbows and the backs of the arms are heavy and they're drawing your shoulders down towards the floor. So sometimes we don't realize just how much we're lifting our shoulders up or how much tension we hold in our neck and in our shoulders, but just actively drawing the shoulders down, releasing the back of the neck, just releases some of that tension that we hold on to every day. Draw your abdomen back towards your spine, draw your front ribs back towards the back of the body, and then just close your eyes. And with the eyes closed, just observe how you're feeling in your body and in your mind this morning. Taking a few deep breaths and just seeing if you can release any tension that you're still holding on to. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Breathing in and out through the nose if that's possible for you to do so. Long, slow, deep inhalations. Long, slow exhalations. And then opening the eyes and relaxing your body, relaxing your hands. Okay, so I'd ask you now just to come and sit a little bit further forward on your chair seat so that your hips are on the chair, but your thighs are free from the chair seat. So you're just sitting a little bit further forward. And we're just going to start with some neck stretches. So again, having your hands resting on your thighs, roll the shoulders back, keep the elbows in close to your side chest. And imagine that you've got a thread at the top of your head and it's pulling your spine and lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling. So you're sitting really tall in your chair seat. And then slowly you're going to take the right ear down towards that right shoulder, still maintaining that length in the back of the neck and relaxing the shoulders down. And then bringing the head back up to center and then over to the left. And we're taking the ear to the shoulder and not just bringing our shoulder up to your ear. So keep the shoulders relaxing down and think about taking the ear down to the shoulder. Back up again to center and then again to the right. Feeling that stretch up the left side of the neck. And then back to center and then over to the left side again. Relax the right shoulder down and back to center. And this time when we take our ear down towards our shoulder, we're going to stretch that left arm out to the side. So trying to keep the elbow, the wrist and the knuckles of the hands all firm. So we're lengthening and extending from the middle finger of that left hand all the way up the shoulder and up the neck. Relax the right shoulder down. And then back up to center. Bring your left hand onto your leg again. And then extend the right arm out, bringing your ear towards your left shoulder. Take your hands slightly behind your body. Again, keeping the elbow, the wrist and the knuckles firm. And then back up to center and rest your right hand back onto your leg. Now we're going to bring our hands into prayer position in front of our chest. So bringing the thumbs onto the breastbone and then just pointing the fingers in towards the center of the room. Again, draw the shoulders back, draw the elbows down towards the floor and press the palms of the hands together and feel that connection into the shoulder blades and the collarbones. Relax the shoulders down. And then on an inhale, we're going to raise our arms up above our head, take the hands apart, palms facing forward, and extend again into the arms into the elbows, into the palms of the hands. And then I want you to turn the palms to face towards each other, and if possible, bring your hands together above your head. Extending the middle finger of each hand again up towards the ceiling. You can interlock the thumbs. I'll just show you that. So you can interlock the thumbs if that helps you keep the hands together, or just have the thumbs side by side. And now we're going to extend over towards the right side. So really stretch and lengthen the right side of the trunk, and on an exhale, lean over towards the right. Keep the head moving back towards the back of the chair. Inhale and come back up to center. Exhale and over to the left side. Reach with the fingers, reach with that left hand and the left arm, and then come back up to center again. Do it one more time on each side. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale and come back up. And then release the hands down, resting your hands on your thighs again. Again, relax those shoulders down. Draw your elbows in towards your chest. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what we're going to do in this next pose. So we're going to inhale and draw the chin in towards the chest, arching in the upper back, curve in the upper back. Exhale, lift the chest up towards the ceiling, lift the gaze of the eyes up towards the ceiling. If it's okay for your neck to do so, if it brings you pain into your neck, just keep the gaze of the eyes looking straight ahead. And then again, inhale, bringing the chin in towards the chest, curving in the upper back. Exhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze of the eyes, roll the shoulders back, and look up towards the ceiling. And then one last time, drawing the chin in towards the chest again, curving the upper back. Exhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze of the eyes, roll the shoulders back, look up. And then release and come back to center. And this time, we're going to release the hands and bring the arms out in front of the face and interlock the fingers. So I'd like you to interlock your fingers so that your right little finger is on the bottom. Have your arms out at shoulder height. And this time when we inhale, again, we're going to curve the upper back, drawing the chin in towards the chest and drawing your hands away from you. So trying to keep those arms straight. And on your exhale, you're going to release the hands, bring the right arm behind you, keep the left arm extending forward, and turn to look back at your right hand. Inhale, sweep the right arm forward again, interlock the fingers, draw your chin in towards your chest, press your hands away from you. Exhale, release, draw the left arm back, turn to look at that left hand, lift the chest. Inhale, come forward again, drawing the chin in towards the chest, stretching the hands away. Exhale, release, and bring your right arm behind you and turn to look at your right hand. Lift the chest. Inhale, sweep back round again, one last time, chin in towards the chest. Exhale and release, and just see if you can take that arm back a little bit further, extending into the fingertips, lift the chest, and then drawing the arm back and just resting your hands back onto your thighs and lifting the chest back up. Now I want you to take your legs slightly further apart, bringing your hands up, your thumbs up into the creases at the tops of the legs. Exhale and just fold forward. So you're resting the side ribs on the inside of the thighs. And then release the hands down. If you can get your hands down onto your shins, down onto your feet, down onto the floor, just folding forward and resting your chest on the tops of the legs. Release the head down. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Rest the palms of the hands on the floor. Rest your hands on your feet, wherever you can get your hands to. And then pressing down with the hands, lifting up with the head, lifting back up and coming back up and into a seated position. Okay, now we're going to come into a standing position. So if you come up, sorry, we're not, stay in your seat, we're doing one more seated pose, sorry. So sitting back on your chair seat, I want you to take your right leg out to the side and keep your left leg exactly where it is. So we're trying to take this right leg back and then just rest your right forearm on the top of that thigh. Palm of the hand is facing up towards the ceiling. Bring your left hand onto your hip and roll that left shoulder back. And if we can, if it's okay for your neck, just turn in the gaze of the eyes to look up towards the ceiling. Now, as you turn the gaze of the eyes, encourage that right knee to move back a little bit further. Use the breath. On the inhale, you lengthen the spine. Exhale and turn. And then bring the gaze of the eyes forward again. Come back up into a seated position. Draw your right leg in. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So taking the left leg out to the left. Resting your left forearm on the top of that left thigh. And drawing your right hand onto your right hip. Take the elbow back. Roll that right shoulder back. And turn to look up towards the ceiling. Again, feel like you're lengthening the spine, bringing the front of the body towards the back of the body. Try not to be just leaning forward towards the front edge of your chair seat. Keep the spine, the trunk upright, and extend. And then bring the gaze of the eyes forward again. Bring your left leg back into a seated position. Now we're going to do that one more time. Now you can either just do the same pose that we've just done, doing this one again, or if it feels okay for you, you're going to take this left leg out a little bit further. So you're just opening up in the hip area here. You can keep your left hand on the top of that left thigh, your right forearm on the right thigh, and again, we're turning the trunk and looking up towards the ceiling. Now if that's nippy for you or painful for you in that left hip, just bring your leg back to where you had it, back to the center point. Now this time, we're going to extend our left arm on up and overhead. So roll that left elbow back, roll the left shoulder back, and then raise your left arm up and bring the fingertips to point up towards the ceiling. And if you can, then again, turning the head and bringing the gaze of the eyes to look up towards that left thumb. Using the breath again on each exhale, see if you can turn the trunk towards the ceiling a little bit more. Keep the right knee moving back towards the back of that chair seat. And then release the left arm down. Bring the gaze of the eyes to look forward. And come back up into an upright position and step both your feet back together again. And then just the last time on the left side, taking the left leg out. If you can, taking that right leg out slightly. Bringing the left forearm down onto the top of the left thigh. Again, rolling the right elbow back, rolling the right shoulder back, turning to look up towards the ceiling, and then raising the right arm up and extending the fingers up. So as we said at the start of class, imagine you have a thread at the top of your head and it's lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling. This time imagine you've got that thread at the wrist, at the middle finger of that right hand, and it's drawing your right arm up towards the ceiling. So extend into the fingertips, open out the palms of the hand. And then bring the gaze of the eyes forward again, lower your arm down, and come back up into a seated position and just bring your legs back together again. Rest your hands on your thighs. Okay, so now we're going to come up to a standing position. So if it's okay for you to do so, just come up and stand. I'm going to turn my chair around just so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So I want you to stand in front of your chair, have the back of the chair facing away from you, and just bring your hands onto your hips. Standing with the feet slightly apart, feet hip distance apart. And I want you to bend up your right leg and rest your right foot on the chair seat. And then from here, release your arms and extend your arms out at shoulder height. Lift the chest up again. Draw your belly back towards your spine. Relax the shoulders down. And just taking a few breaths in this position. And then releasing the arms down and stepping the right foot back down beside the left. And we're going to do the same on the left side. So bending the left leg up, bringing the sole of that left foot onto the chair seat, lifting the chest again. And once you have your balance, raising your arms out and extending into the fingertips of each hand. Imagine you still have that thread at the top of the head and it's lengthening your spine, lifting you up towards the ceiling. And then release your hands back down onto your hips. Step your left foot back down onto the floor and standing again in front of the chair seat. Now we're going to take that one stage further from where putting the foot on the chair seat. If you feel able and if you wish, you can then extend that heel away so you're straightening out both legs. Keep the toes of the foot pointing up towards the ceiling. And then if you can again, releasing the arms out and stretching the fingertips towards the center of the room, lifting the chest up. If you feel unstable, you can keep your hands on your hips or you can keep the sole of the foot resting on the chair seat. And then release the hands again. Bend the leg in, set the right foot down onto the floor and stand back upright again. And then again on the left leg, bending the left leg, bringing the sole of the foot onto the floor, extending that leg away, stretching the heel along the chair seat, having the toes pointing up towards the ceiling, and bringing the arms out at shoulder height and extending into the fingertips again. Lift the chest. Just breathing for a few moments here, and then releasing the hands down again. Bending the leg back in and bringing the foot back down onto the floor. Okay, and now I'd like you to step your feet a little bit further apart and then extend forward from the hips and bring the hands down onto the chair seat. So we're lengthening the trunk forward, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling and draw your belly back towards your spine. Lengthen and extend the front and the back of the body. Lift the hips up, lengthen the chest forward. And now take hold of the sides of the chair seat and then stepping your feet apart, just going to deepen that stretch a little bit more. So stepping back from the chair seat and pressing your shoulders back towards the fronts of the legs. So coming more into what we call the downward dog position. Draw your belly back towards your spine again. Lift the hips up. Allow the shoulders to move back towards the fronts of the legs. Keeping the arms straight. And then stepping your feet back in. Resting the palms of the hands on the chair seat. Lengthening forward. And then one more time, holding on to the sides of the chair. Step your feet back. Stretching the hips back. And lowering the shoulders down towards the floor. Lift the hips up. And then again, stepping the feet forward. Resting the hands on the chair seat and lengthening the trunk forward again. Pressing the hands down into the chair seat and coming back up into an upright position. Okay, and then come back to sit on your chair again. Sitting on the edge of the chair seat, and then extend your legs out. So straighten your legs out so that the heels are on the floor and the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. And then just pressing your hands into your chair seat, extend forward over the fronts of the legs. And when you've reached your maximum stretch, just release the hands and bring the hands onto the thighs, onto the knees, or onto the shins. And just bring the gaze of the eyes down towards the floor. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Draw your belly back towards your spine. And then lift the gaze of the eyes up again, lift up with the trunk. Come back up into an upright position. And just bring the feet to be resting on the floor again. And now sitting back on your chair, I want you to lift up your right leg and bring the right ankle onto the top of that left thigh. And then if you can, just gently pressing that right knee down towards the floor. Just gentle pressure and then release. Gentle pressure and then release. And one more time, gentle pressure on the knee and then release. And then carefully setting your foot back down onto the floor again. And then the same with the left leg. Lifting the left leg up, bringing the left ankle onto the top of that right thigh. And again, gently pressing the left knee down towards the floor. Doing that a few times. Keep the trunk upright. Relax the shoulders down. And then release the foot back down onto the floor again. And we're just going to repeat that again on the right side. So lifting the right leg up. Bringing the ankle to the top of that right thigh. And again, gentle pressure with the right hand on the right knee. And this time, if you feel up to it, you can extend forward slightly, leaning forward slightly, and just feeling that stretch up the back of the right hip. Just as far as is comfortable for you. And then coming back up again, and resting your right foot back on the floor. And repeating on the left side, bringing the left ankle to the top of the left thigh, gently encouraging that left knee down towards the floor, and then extending forward and feeling the stretch up the back of that left hip. And then come back up to an upright position and carefully setting the left foot back on the floor. Coming forward on your chair seat again, and we're just going to take the feet apart, take the knees apart, and then again just extend forward so you're resting the side ribs on the inside of the thighs and releasing the hands down towards the floor. Release the head down. Just using the side ribs to support the chest. And then inhale and come back up again. Back up into an upright position. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you just to lie down on the floor. So just getting up from your chair again. Turning the chair if you need to, and then just lying down on the floor. You can have a cushion for your head or a cushion for your back if you need it. And just resting the backs of the calves on the chair seat. And bringing your arms out slightly from your body. and having the backs of the hands resting on the floor with the palms of the hands facing up towards the ceiling. And just staying there and just closing the eyes. So just get yourself comfortable, whichever position is comfortable for you. Lying down on the floor on your back. Have your legs and your feet slightly apart and your arms away from your body. And when you're ready, close your eyes and begin to focus on your breathing. Being aware of your body, being aware of the floor that you're lying on, being aware of the support that the floor and your chair gives your body. And give in to that pull of gravity that will help you to relax. Being aware of which parts of the body are in touch with the floor and the chair. From the back of the heels, the legs, the buttocks, your back, arms, and back of your head. And then bring your attention to your face and relax all the facial muscles, your expressions, beginning with your eyes. Relax your eyelids, the eyeballs, and the areas around the eyes. Allow your eyes to become still. When your eyes are really relaxed, sometimes they can feel bigger and rounder. Soften your forehead, smoothing any tension away. Relax your cheeks. And when you do that, you can feel your jaws relaxing, your mouth. Especially release the lower jaw. Observe where the tongue is in the mouth, and if it's behind the teeth of the upper jaw, release it and let it relax in the middle of the lower jaw. Become aware of the scalp and relax your scalp. When your scalp relaxes, it feels like there's space between the bones of the skull and the skin of your head. And then allow that relaxation to move down into the skin of your neck and your throat. You might want to swallow once or twice to release that area. And then allow that relaxation to move into your shoulders, and from your shoulders down into your arms. Releasing the upper arms. Releasing the muscles away from the bones. Relaxing your elbows, your forearms. Feeling into the wrists and the hands. Relax the palms of your hands and your fingers. There's nothing to hold anymore. You can just let go. And then take your attention to your chest and soften your chest. Feel your chest. Feel that area, even the insides of your chest, your heart. And sometimes when you relax deep enough, you can pick up on your heartbeat. Release the stomach, the rib cage, and the belly. Tune into the lower belly and soften it. And then take your attention to your upper back and release the upper back, your mid back and lower back. Relax the hips. When the hips relax, they might feel heavier, as if they're sinking deep within the floor. And from the hips, relax your legs. The upper legs, the knees, the lower legs. Feel your ankles, your feet, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and all your toes. So now your whole body is relaxed. And when you consciously relax your whole body, your body rests and refreshes itself. And your body is relaxed right now, giving you permission to relax even deeper after every out-breath. And enjoying that feeling of relaxation, your attention can be with your breath. And now just starting to prepare yourself to come out of relaxation, making your breath a little longer and a little deeper, bringing some gentle movements back into your fingers and your toes, bending your arms and resting your hands on your lower abdomen, and feeling how your fingertips separate as you breathe in and how they touch when you breathe out. And then carefully rolling over onto your right side, supporting your head with your right arm, drawing your knees in towards your chest, and just keeping your eyes closed. Allow the left side of your body to descend down into the right, and your right side of the body to descend down into the floor. And then when you feel ready, opening your eyes, pressing your left hand into the floor and coming up into a seated position. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this morning's stretch and relaxation.